Wow. If I were to kind of capsulize everything that I know to be me and kind of give you the reason that I excel at what I do in the genre or the niche that I work in, is that I love leadership. In fact, I have a heart for anybody who's courageous enough to lead an organization or lead a team. It takes a lot to do that. But there are several gurus and experts out there that'll tell you all about leadership. And for me, I've taken a small segment of the market and I talk to those leaders who are in service industries. When I say service industries, I'm talking about anybody who's doing HVAC, pest control, landscaping, any type of organization that has an actual service that they provide, where they have guys that go out in the field, and then you have middle management and the corporate office, right? I'm really locked into that particular element because that's what I've done for close to 20 years. And I remember distinctly the company that I worked for, we had this huge scourge, at least that's what they thought in the executive level, of unions being formed within our workforce. And we had a train-the-trainer training to happen. And essentially what we were looking to do was to practice union avoidance and keeping our staff happy. But for anyone who's been in a service business, you know that it's tough to keep a blue-collar worker happy, right? And it's tough to make sure that you keep them motivated. You have directives that come from the executive level. They're passed on to middle management, and then they go to field management, and then it goes to the field. Now, there's a big dilution that happens between the executive instruction and what the person in the field actually hears. So I know how to speak to that person, right? They want to have something direct. They want to know what's in it for me. And the big takeaways that I got from the train-the-trainer experience was that if you want to turn around your organization, there are three things you need to do, right? That's food. You got to feed your troops. You got to make sure that you are generally feeding them. And I'm not talking about pizzas. FYI, don't buy pizzas for your next meeting, please. If you want to ensure that your team is successful, these are some things you need to do. Make sure that you feed them. The second thing you need to do is to entertain them, right? And when I say entertain them, I'm not talking about a team building activity. I'm talking about intentionally make sure that you take a day while they're being paid for it to absolutely knock their socks off. Bring in a comedian, take them to a show, take them to a game, do whatever you need to do, but make sure that there's a paid element to that where they still get paid and you're entertaining them. And the last thing that you want to do is be crystal clear about communicating. And when I say communicating, I'm not saying communicate to talk to them, but to communicate to listen. So whether that's a survey or whether you have someone to come from the outside into your organization, AKA me, and I give your team an opportunity to speak to what it is that they're doing well in and what it is that they would like to see improved in your organization. And by and large, when your team has an opportunity to express themselves, when your team has an opportunity to know that they're being heard, they can be much more productive in your business, in your brand or your service. So it's important to know that my expertise is battle tested. I've been there in the trenches, and my services can benefit your organization because I've been there, I've done that, and more importantly, I have a message that can not only help your team, but it can help to 10x your brand and your leadership within your service business.